In this series of tutorial, we will build a racing game. So first, load Unity Hub. Okay, so here instead of create a new project, I want you to open the file I provided with open this text file and go to this link, download the project file I provided. So in this project file, I already imported the player control, the vehicle control, everything, so you don't have to worry about it. All right. So once you downloaded the folder, the project file, so here's the project folder name. So I want you to change it to your first name and racing. Okay, so put your first name there and then racing. And then I want you to go to assets, go to scenes folder and double click sample scene. And then you should see your project name is going to show up here. So that's basically the project. Okay, and then just double click and open it. First, you should see the editor version. It is 2020. Okay, so that is the version of Unity that I used to create the template project. So you just have to update it. So how to do it? Click on editor version and select the current version on your computer. So for all of our labs and 24-hour student lab, we have installed this version, which is 2022.3.41 F1. Okay, so just select this one, the newest version, and double click open with this version. Okay, so click on that, and then it should pump up here, and then it should pump up this warning message. It says change the edit version, so just click on change version and then click on continue and give it about 1 minute until everything fully loaded. So basically you're gonna just update the template project I provided and change it to a newer version. All right, once it's fully loaded, so here is the Unity interface. And I want you to go to the scenes folder. Here's the sample scene. You just open it here, right? Basically, I want you to duplicate this sample scene. So we just want to start with a new one, okay? And we want to keep the sample scene as a backup. So select it, hit Command D to make a duplication. And for this new, this duplicated version, so rename it SC01. Stand as scene 1. Double click on it. So here we go. Okay, so this is the first scene. All right, so when you open the scene, if you see it has a plane in it, just delete it. Right click and delete. Okay, if you don't have it, don't worry about it at all. Then first of all, we need to go to the game object and go to 3D object and create a terrain. So by default, this is just the ground plan, and later on we're going to use it to build the mountains and build the tracks inside there. Okay, but before we move on, first let's check the terrain size. I want you to go to its inspector settings and scroll down, double check, make sure the terrain width and length are both set as 1000. Okay, so basically this is 1000 unit. Okay, and then before we build the mountains and tracks, we need to know the scale. Okay, so here let's drop in our vehicle controller. So go to the assets here, and your folders might be different than mine because these are the assets you're gonna import later. So I'm gonna show you later. Okay, don't worry about that. But you should find the standard assets folder. So this is what I already imported and provided the template project to you, so you don't have to do it yourself. Okay, the original code are obsolete, so it's you have to update it before you use it. So I already updated. All right, so you should be able to use it without any issue. So go to the vehicles folder, go to the cars folder, and go to the prefabs folder, and then you should find the car prefab. Okay, so just click on it, hold, and drop it in the scene. Here we go. Okay, so I would like to put it around here, maybe here. So we have some space to build the mountains, right? And we'll build a track here, a round shaped track. So select the car, hit W key, W for move, and just move it to about the right top corner of the first cell. Okay. Yeah, it should be good. Or maybe I need to be right. Just to give it more space. All right. But don't have to be accurate. Just approximate around this corner. Okay. And then let's start to build the mountains. So let's select the terrain. And then in the setting, I want you to click on the second button. And by default, it may be pinned texture or something, some options. I want you to switch to raise and lower terrain. So this allows you to sculpt your ground plan. Here you can change it to a different brush. I would like to start with this soft round shape brush, and opacity, don't set it too high. So I would just do it about maybe six as opacity. Brush size, maybe I need a bit bigger, so about 160 or 170. Okay, and then just click in the scene, so you should see that it kind of brings up these bumps, so we're going to use as mountains. Okay, so right now we're using a soft rounded shape brush because for the basic setting of the mountains we just want to build a big shape, and later on we're going to switch to other brushes to build the fine details. All right, so I'm going to do it very quick. So I want you to basically draw the surroundings and left inner side with a circle shape or a square shape. So basically we're going to build a track in there. Okay, so I'm gonna just do it very quick, and you can take your time and you can pause the video for about 2 minutes while you're finishing this. Oops. Okay, I just painted a rough shape, so it's a rounded shape. All right, and then, oh, I think I also need to paint the inner side. So let me find where the vehicle is. Car, oh, it's here. Okay, it's already buried in there. So probably I want to select it and just move it out of the this terrain, so we still have this space. Okay, so select the terrain again and select the terrain again and go to the raise and or terrain tool, and you can continue to build. So make sure you left this valley. So we're gonna use the road tool to build the road. But in the center, so you want to draw more mountains here. All right. And then you can switch to different brushes, and here we can build some fine details. So here, maybe I'm gonna use this brush and lower down the brush size so you can zoom in, and when you click on that, see, now you can start to build those small details. And again, you can pause the video for about 2 minutes while you start to build the details here. And for demonstration purpose, I'll just go very quick. Okay, I'll just leave it very rough like this. All right, so this is the basic setting for the terrain. And for the car, so when you select the car, just let you know, if you press F key, you can focus your view on the vehicle. Okay, so now if you press play button, it will not work. You should see. So if you play, click on the play button, you should see that the game is rendered from somewhere that you don't know where is it. Okay, so basically, right now the game is rendered from the main camera. Okay, it's rendered from the main camera. See, if you select the main camera, this is the camera's view. It's located here. See, on the corner. Okay, you want the game to render from your car. Okay, so what you're going to do is select the main camera, disable it by go to the inspector window and uncheck this. So you're going to disable the main camera, and then select the car, hit F key to focus your view on it, and then go to tool menu, game object, and create a camera. And we're going to rename this camera as perspective cam, because later on we're going to create other cameras. Okay, so for this camera, let's bring it up and place it behind our vehicle so we can see our vehicle, and then hit R key for rotation. Oh, sorry, E key for rotation, and then grab this red color axis. Then see, you should be able to see from the camera's view. Here is how your vehicle looks like. Okay, so maybe we should bring it a little bit further. Okay, so this is the first step. Second step, I want you to select the camera, go to its inspector setting, and for the tag, make sure you tag it as main camera. The reason is if it is untagged, you cannot hear the vehicle's sound from the camera. So we want to tag it as a main camera, so the game engine knows, okay, the sound should be generated from the car, and then it should pass to the camera. Okay, and the third thing is, see, right now the perspective camera is not attached to the car, so when the car drives away, the camera just stays still here. So you want to grab the camera and drop it onto the camera group. So basically, the perspective camera should belong to the car's group. You're gonna move with the car. Okay, so after you have set all of this, now you can click on the play button, and now you should see that the vehicle should work. All right. Next step. So because our vehicle is a default default vehicle, right, from the standard assets I provided, to give it more kind of a customization, you can use your own model. I know many of you are from computer science major, you don't know modeling at all, but you can just use other models here I provided. And for those who have taken the 3D animation or modeling class with me, you can basically just build your own vehicle. Okay, so here is how to import the vehicle. So here I get the FBS file, the model, and then we have the texture files. Okay, so you just grab this whole folder and drop it in the scene. Okay, so first we need to switch back to Unity. Go to the assets folder here, and then right click, create folder. And here we're going to rename the folder as models. Okay, and double click on the models folder, and then grab the GT2 folder instead of the models folder. So this is going to import the model. Okay, and then open the GT2 folder, and then we're gonna find this prefab, GT2 prefab, and just bring it in. So here's the vehicle. All right, so here we're going to rotate it on y-axis, rotate it as 180 degree, and just move it towards our template vehicle. All right, and then you can go to the cars folder and find this car, find the sky car, and disable it. All right, so this is our vehicle. Okay, so next step, we're going to create a material and apply these textures. So go to the GD2s folder and right click and create a new material. Rename as M GT2. Okay, M stands for material. And on this material, so here's the setting. So for the albedo channel, let's apply the body texture. Actually, for this material, let's rename it as MGT2 body because we have a window, we have wheels. Okay, so once you get this material set up, you can just drop this material onto the vehicle. Okay, and here it depends on how much reflection you want for the vehicle. So here on the material setting, so we have a smoothness. So if you just increase the smoothness, see your vehicle get more kind of a glossy. Okay, that totally depends on the kind of surface of the vehicle. So how glossy you want it to be. Right, and then we're gonna right click, create another material and rename it as MGT2 window. Okay, and on the window material, let's just draw in the window texture to it. Okay, and apply this material on the window. So right now you can see that the window is a solid. Okay, so if you go to the window materials setting for the render mode, instead of opaque, if you change it to transparent, here we go. So now you can see the inner side of the vehicle. And here for the wheel, you're gonna right click and create a new material and rename it as MGT2 wheel. Okay, and then apply the wheel texture onto the material. Okay, and drop the material onto the model's wheel. So here we go. Now we just get our vehicle fully set up. Okay, but we forgot one thing. So here, the GT2, the model here, the model is supposed to stay in the cars folder. Otherwise, when you control the car, see, when you control the car, nothing is showing up here. So you just run away, but your model is stay still. Okay, so you need to make sure the model goes with the car folder. Okay, and then let's move on to the next step. So now let's start to build the tracks. Okay, so because this is the first video and you just learned Unity and you just learned how to build a racing game, so I recommend don't make it too hard. So that's why I just drop a circle shape here, so the track gonna be very smooth, very easy. Okay, so to move to the next step, I would ask you to go back to the text file provided and go to this link. This is for the assets Unity3D. Here's how it looks, this one. Okay, so basically when you come here, it should say import to Unity or download or something. Just click on it. It may ask you to sign in, and if you don't have a Unity account, just register an account with your email address. Okay, and once you click on that, and you should find it at here, Windows, Package Manager, and in Package Manager, if you go to My Assets, you should find this one. See, Unity3D. Okay, so that's what you just imported. Okay, and when you come here, just click on Download. Once the download is finished, click on Import. So you're gonna import it to Unity. Okay, so you can pause the video for about 1 minute while you are setting up this. Okay, so once you have imported, remember when you import, here, let me show you. Window Package Manager. Okay, so when you import, click on Import. Make sure you import everything. So make sure everything is checked up and import. Okay, all right. So now you can go to Game Object, 3D Object, Easy Road, and click on New Road Network. And you're gonna say, all right, you have built a terrain. It wants you to back up this. So just to say yes, and yes again. Okay, And then this is the interface, and this is the road network. So you want to get closer to the vehicle so you can see. Okay. So we're gonna start build here. So you want to click on this button, the second button, add road object. And here's the shortcut. So if you hold on, oh sorry, we have to set up this. So you can just keep everything as a default. So later on we'll change the setting. After we have built it. So you will see we may have to adjust the width. So click on add component. Oh sorry, add new object. All right. So once you click on add new object, see here's the shortcut. So if you hold on shift and click, you're gonna add markers to build the road. So hold on shift and click. See this is the first marker, and then you just tell the program where the next marker gonna be, how you're gonna build a road. So I hold on shift and click. See, I just constructed this track. It connected the markers you have built and filled in between with this road. Okay, and you can just continue. Hold shift and click the next location. Shift and next location. It doesn't look good. Okay, so Command Z back one step, hold on shift and next location, and then hold on shift and next location. Yeah, and then hold on shift next location. All right. I'll just take a little bit of time to adjust. Okay, so you can pause the video for about 2 minutes while you are setting up this. Okay, so here we just get very close to the beginning part. Okay, so how to sail this road? You're going to go back to the setting here and click on close the track. So you're going to rejoin them, but you can see that the result doesn't look good. So maybe I have to uncheck it. Okay, and I'm gonna manually add another point here, and then click on close track. All right, and then let's see. Yeah, my screen is very small, so it's hard to see. So I'm going to uncheck that. Press F key to zoom in the view so we can punish this road. Okay. And this one, maybe bring it back. And this one, bring it back. I think the reason it got twisted is because here our points are very dense. So you just bring this back, just give it more space. Okay. Now, if I click on close road, yeah, it's better. And then we're gonna adjust it. So if I just push this out and bring this that way, yeah, you're gonna release the pressure here. Select this guy, move it this way. Okay, so this is gonna smooth out this part. All right, so this is how you're going to build the track. Next step, once you have finished it, so just go around the map and make sure all of the road is above the ground. Okay, so anytime if you get this case, so for example, anytime if you have this case, the road is buried, you just have to select your terrain, okay, and go back to the terrain setting, the second tool, Res and Node terrain, and select any brush, okay, select any brush, but hold on shift. Once you hold on shift and draw, so you're gonna push down the terrain, see, and you're going to dig your track out. Okay, so now we can start to build. Next step. Okay, so now if I zoom in, you can see that the track is really narrow. If I just move the car, place the car on the track, you can see the road is really narrow. To expand the road, you're gonna select the road network and go to the settings. So here, road width. Make sure you click on the first button, which is the road setting. Okay, so road width, I'm gonna change from 5 to 10. And now if I place my car inside of the track, you can see this is a realistic scale. Okay. In the future tutorial, we're going to also bring in AI cars to compete with our player. So we may need more tracks. So how can we have more tracks? So first of all, let me show you how this road is being built. If you select the road network, go to the second button, which is add a new road. And here you should find the road material, right? So just click on the material and then select the material. And here is materials setting. And you're gonna see the texture. Okay, so basically the road is a model that is generated by these assets, and then it filled with this texture, and the texture only has 2 tracks. Okay, so you cannot have 4 or 5 tracks. However, you can change the texture. Okay, so if you just go to the files are provided under the textures folder, basically I just duplicate this 2-track texture and I photoshopped it and I made 4 tracks. If you know how to use Photoshop, you can build 5 tracks or 6 tracks, 7 tracks, however you want. All right, so we're going to bring in the texture here. So first, you're going to go back to the assets folder and here right click and create a new folder and rename it as texture. Okay, and then open this texture folder and find the road for land TGA image and just drop it in. All right. And then you're gonna go to the road network, add a new road, click on the material again, select the material, and here the texture. You just need to click on select. And then in your gallery, you should find the texture just provided. So select the texture. Now immediately you should see the track have been updated to 4. Okay. However, as you can see, the road may be a little bit narrow again. So we have to select the road network, go back to its setting, and go back to the road width and change from 10 to 20 this time. Okay, and again, so once you have changed everything, double check the whole track, make sure there's nothing buried underneath the terrain. So here I may have to change it a little bit so it doesn't look good here. So I'm gonna select it and grab this point and push it out to smooth it. Yeah, looks better. Okay, and yeah, here I still find it kind of sharp and too sharp. Okay, this point, let me just grab it that way, and here's another point. Yeah, here, and grab this point this way. Yeah, it's smoother. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the next step. So now we have our vehicle, we have the track. What about the ground plan, the mountains? Okay, so now we're gonna select the terrain. We're going to apply a grass texture. Go back to assets folder, go to the texture folder, and then import the 3 textures I provided. One is the grass texture, one is the dirt, one is the clay. Okay, so select all of these 3 and drop it into the texture folder inside of Unity. Okay, and then select the terrain itself. Go to the still the second button. However, change the option from raise and lower terrain to pin textures. Okay, and here you have a added terrain layers. Click on that and add a layer, and here you're gonna search for TX. Oh, doesn't show up here. Let me double check. Create layer. Oh, sorry. You should click on create layer. Okay, and search for texture, and then it should show up here. So select the texture, grass, double click, and because this is our first texture layer we just imported, it applied to the whole thing. As you can see, the whole mountains have been applied this grass texture. So if I zoom in, you should be able to see the detail. Okay. So let's rename this new layer as terrain layer 1. Okay, so we just applied a grass texture, but it's not look as realistic as the track because it doesn't have a normal map. So what is a normal map? So basically, normal map is type of map that can generate 3D feeling. You're gonna generate the bumps on the texture, so it looks like you actually sculpted the plan and made those small bumps. Okay, so how to create a normal map? We're gonna just select this grass texture, hit Command D to make a duplication, and rename this texture grass as texture grass N. N as stands for normal. Okay, select this normal map texture which is created. Go to the setting, change the texture type from default to normal map. Check on create from grayscale, and then the bumpiness, which is the intensity of the 3D effect. Okay, based on my experience, 0.25 maybe a too strong, too intense. So we're gonna change it to 0.1. Apply. All right. So now we just get a normal map. Select the terrain and go to the terrain layer. And then here you should find a place to drop in the normal map. So we just apply the normal map on here. So here we go. All right. So now let's create the second layer. So let me zoom out. Yeah, this is better. So now let's click on edit terrain layer, create a new layer, and here we're gonna search for texture, texture ground. Okay, double click. So here we go. So for this new layer, we're gonna rename it as terrain layer 2, and we will need a normal map for the ground texture as well. So select it, hit Command D to make a duplication, rename this guy to ground N as normal, and it's the same. So we're gonna go to the setting, change the texture type to normal map, check on create from grayscale, change the bumpiness to 0.1, and apply. Okay, so here we go. So now go back to terrain, go back to its terrain layer, and drop in this ground texture back here. Okay, so you're gonna repeat this process for the tree. So we're gonna select the tree and hit Command D to make a duplication, and rename it as create N stands for normal map. And here I'm gonna move fast. Change the normal map and check on this and change it to 0.1 and apply. And then go back to terrain and add a terrain layer, create layer, and this time I'm gonna select tree. Okay, go to the setting, normal map, apply the normal map. Go back to the scene and find the new layer you just created and rename it to terrain layer 3. Okay, so what's the use of terrain layer 2 and 3? Let me show you. So everyone have used the Photoshop, right? So we just go to terrain, back to terrain, select the layer 2. So basically this allows you to create a second layer and paint new stuff on top of the first layer. For example, now if I shrink down my brush size, so to increase and shrink and lower down the brush size, you just press left square bracket tool or right square bracket tool. You're gonna increase and decrease the brush. Okay, so with the layer 2 selected, if I paint, see, you're going to paint second layer on top of the first layer. So here I just paint some dirt. Okay, just paint some dirt on the side of the road. And here you can pause the video for about 2 minutes while you are finished painting this. Okay, so for demonstration purpose, I'm gonna just make it really quick. All right, I'm gonna finish to here. Oops. Okay, I'll just have to go this way. Okay, I'll just stop there. And then we got the second layer, and then we're gonna move on to the third layer. So now on the terrain, select the third layer, decrease the brush size, and close the road. You're gonna paint the tree. So this is a stone texture. So it's gonna make your road more realistic. So as you can see, when you zoom out, you should find the textures repeat, but don't worry at all. When you are on the road, you should only see the details. You will never notice it's repeating. Okay, so paint the gray texture around the road. Okay, so here I'll just make a very rough painting. So we'll go to the next step. So now we have the texture. So just let you know that if you want to also add a house, wooden house or other stuff there, you want to add a road with a stone, you can just create a new layer, add a new layer and make the stone texture and bring it in and paint it. Use the same method I just showed you. Okay. So next step, we're going to add vegetations. Okay, I want you to go back to the text file I provided and go to this link. Okay, this link. And when you open it, so here's the assets. So you're gonna download it. So basically, it's just a bunch of texture file. For the grass, basically, if you just drop in a texture, you make a texture, grass texture, just to make sure the background is transparent. The format, use a PNG, and you can import it and paint it on the landscape. Okay, so here you're gonna find it. This one, okay, grass flower pack free, and you're gonna download it and import. Once it's imported, select the terrain. Okay, select the terrain and go to here, the fourth one, paint detail, and you're gonna click on add detail, add grass texture, and by default it says none, but if you click on this button, you should find it inside of the scene. So if I just search grass, you should find it. So these are the textures just imported. So here this is start grass 1. Double click on it and change the healthy color, dry color all to white. So we're gonna just use the default texture color. Okay, click on add. Now we have the grass layer, so select it. You can start to paint. We want to paint the grass close to the track. So if you just paint, see, here we go. It's already there. But don't make it too dense. So you want to come back here, lower down the opacity, and for every location, just add a very few, because remember we have so many grass and flower textures, so you want to add the variations. You don't want to just add one type of a grass at one location. Okay, so here I'll just do it very quick, and you can take your time, pause the video for about 2 minutes, and finish adding all of the grass textures. Okay, so now let's add a second type of grass. So I'm gonna come back here, okay, edit detail, add grass texture, and here we're gonna search for grass again. Okay, select it and change the healthy color and dry color all back to 1 and add. Okay, and paint the second type of, oh sorry, you have to remember to select this guy. You have to select the layer to paint. And just let you know that if you accidentally painted on the road, how to get rid of it. Hold on Shift and paint, you're gonna get rid of it. Okay, and sometimes, see, I just paint with the grass tool, right? And then I switch back to grass 1 and paint it. And if I want to get rid of this grass, if I hold on Shift and paint, you know, sometimes it may not working because those grass are the grass 2. So if it doesn't work, you have to select the grass 2 and hold on Shift and erase. Just let you know. All right. So you're gonna add a second type of grass, and just take your time, give it more detail, and then we're gonna add some flower. So here we're gonna search grass and add some flower, healthy color, dry color, all set to white. Oh, I think I missed it. I forgot to click on add grass. Click on add. All right, now select the flower. So here we go. So now the grass is here. All right. Now next step, after we have painted the grass, flowers, you know, on the far side we want to paint some tree. So how can we do that? So if you select the terrain, go to the third button, paint trees, and edit trees, add tree. Okay, so if you are using the file I provided, so here, everyone have downloaded my project folder, right? So inside of this project folder, I already imported the tree assets as well as the vehicles. They are all together. Okay, so you just have to go to the tree prefab here, search. For example, if you search conifer, you should find a conifer tree. So just double click and add, and here tree density, make it very low. For example, about 5. So, oh, this is still too much. So, oh, the minimum I can do is 10. And then what you can do is just increase the brush size. Increase the brush size, and just click. Don't hold and draw. And that, if you do that, you're gonna create a lot of trees. So just click to add. Click to add. But now you can see that the tree may be too tall. If you compare to the vehicle, yeah, the trees are too tall. So Command Z, back, okay, yeah, Command Z back. So we may want to change the tree height. So just grab the tree height to the left. Now if I click, now take a look. Yeah, now the tree size is very realistic. You can also change the variations. So if I bring this side, so some of the tree are very low, very short. Some of the tree are kind of tall. Some of the tree are medium tall. Okay, so that's the variations. So now if you paint, see, now you get more variations. All right, so I'm gonna give you about like 2 minutes to finish paint the whole scene. And remember that don't paint down the road. If you accidentally did that, just hold on Shift and paint to get rid of it. Alright, so I'm gonna stop it here. but you can make it more detailed than mine. Okay, so now I want to add some more variations. Let's click on add tree, and this time this is search for broad leaf. Yeah, here we go. The broad leaf, choose any of these. So double click open, add, and yeah, let me zoom out. Just add some variations. Okay, so this is gonna make your scene look much better. So now if you test drive, make sure you save your scene. Okay, make sure you save your scene, and then test drive. Okay, so this is how the scene looks in the car. Looks kinda cool. Alright, so you can spend more time to build more details. And in the next video, we're going to also add sound effect in the scene. I think we're gonna also add a start point and a finish point, and we're gonna bring in AI car.